All right, welcome back to Flex Hawks Podcast, episode 179. Today on the show, we obviously don't watch the WNBA, but we are going to cover the Caitlyn Clark drama because Angel Reese is acting like a thug. Then, in Cringe of the Week, demand for racism continues to exceed the supply. This time, wanting to live in a quiet neighborhood is white supremacy. Then, the gays continue to own the streets. Now they're removing traffic signs because of homophobic origins. We'll cover all that. And last but not least, wait until you hear how 7-Eleven is combating against looters. It's actually quite pathetic. All this and more, it's Flex Hawks Podcast, episode 179, ranked the best new podcast of all time.
Because words are just words until action actually starts. And actions speak louder than words, but at the same time, words speak louder than actions because sometimes it's the right thing to do. Very cool. Very cool.
It's Flex Hawks Podcast featuring Richard Rabboy.
All right, one for one on the intro. As always, guys, no ad this week. Just a reminder, next Tuesday is our last show before we go on vacation. But do not be sad, don't get down, don't get too depressed. You can catch a bunch of exclusive content on flextalks.com. Bonusland members will get content every day the show usually comes out. So next Friday, the Tuesday after, the Friday after that, all Bonusland members will be getting content. So if you've been thinking about joining, now is the time. flextalks.com is the website. Sign up today, support the show that you clearly love. You keep coming back. Go all the way this time. Join us in Bonusland. Links in the description. Let's get into housekeeping. All right. Thank you to Bonusland for sponsoring.
Thank you, Bonusland.
It's very important to sign up for Bonusland.
I would agree.
Richard Appway, got your sleeveless hoodie on again.
Yeah. You know, I started this a couple years ago. You copied me shortly thereafter, and I decided to bring it back. Dust it off.
LOL. Do you want to thank the audience for the nice birthday gifts they gave you?
Yeah, I thought we were going to do that later.
Well, let's do it now.
Yeah, dude, people Venmo'd me like crazy, $9, which I didn't know we were doing before you said it. So thank you. Made me feel like a special boy on his birthday.
Special birthday boy.
Yeah, that was crazy. So thank you guys. That was
you
awesome.
Want to thank me as well?
I do. I guess you started it. You did it all. So that works.
So you say thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No problem.
Yeah.
No problem. We
Yeah.
like to do what we love, Richard Rapboy.
I know. It was fun.
Yeah. Well,
So a couple people said, you're the only reason I watched the show. They said that to me. They slandered you while donating money to me.
well, we'll just find out who those people are.
We'll remember
I'll
the
be
names.
cruising through your Venmos later, and we'll find out who said that.
Yep.
All right, first things first. We have some important things to get to. We have a packed housekeeping, we have a packed cringe, and a packed urban.
Yeah.
So lots of good stuff. Is it Friday?
No.
Okay.
It's Tuesday.
So it's business as usual.
Yep.
No slacking. First things first. According to an Indian Nostradamus, World War III is going to start today. Can you read that?
Yeah, an Indian astrologer dubbed New Nostradamus is predicting the start of World War III is just days away. Now, Tuesday, 18th June 2024, has the strongest planetary stimulus to trigger World War III, Kushal Kumar told the Daily Star. So I got a couple issues with that.
The Kushal Kumar part.
Let's be fair. Yeah, I like my Nostradamus as a certain type of guy, and they're not named Kumar. But he's basing it off the planets, planetary stimulus. So this is basically like an astrology girl, and he's guessing.
That's it. That's a good point.
Yeah, so I'm out.
And then he also said, we need to send cash app.
He said, but do not redeem the gift card. Do not redeem it.
Yeah.
Save it for the apocalypse.
And then I was asking friends, like, hey, does this sound legit? And he's like, do not ask your family and friends. No. This is just us. We're going to keep it secret.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Thank God they have that accent, man. Otherwise, people would be scammed
They
a lot
got
harder.
They have the drive.
I know.
With the accent, that's the only way to fish out the fake stuff.
And you know there are full call centers that it's like in the business district in some Indian city, and it's a full call center that's dedicated to 100% scamming American boomers. So that's actually enough for war. That's enough of a cause.
Maybe World War III later today.
Yeah, airstrikes on the Indian scam call centers. So thank you for reminding us to start World War III.
So obviously things are heating up. World War III kind of feels like it could be coming based on what we're seeing, and Joe Biden's an idiot, and they need stuff to happen for Black Swan events.
Yeah.
Drake is leading the charge here. He bought a new $200,000 armored apocalypse super truck, which can launch 10 feet off the ground.
I don't know how it launches,
Does it go
but
vertical?
yeah.
When would you need to do that?
I don't know.
Someone's coming at you and then you smash them?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But
And
the truck looks sick.
truck does look sick, and this might be to bring some attention off of the recent rap beef that he kind of had with Kendrick Lamar.
Probably.
Did you choose sides on that at all?
I'm a Drake guy.
Yeah, me
But
too.
I don't love the guy, but I like Drake's raps. And then I don't like pour out, drank, pops out, drank.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that Kendrick Lamar?
Yeah, and he's a little small. He's a little guy, too.
Yeah, I don't fuck with shit like that.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so let's move on. But yes, it is kind of getting into apocalypse season. And a lot of, as we know, a lot of celebrities have the emergency bunkers and stuff in their house.
Yeah, Zuck in
Zuck,
Hawaii.
Hawaii. People are, moving to areas that aren't going to get flooded when the flood comes. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
And obviously, everyone assumes World War III is nuclear related.
Mm-hmm.
And show watchers are smart people. You guys know that nuclear energy is super efficient. You can power cities. Doesn't take a lot. It's actually pretty safe to keep it.
Yeah.
But it turns out America doesn't have as many nuclear facilities as we could because girls are scared of it.
Is that what? Yeah, that's what Scott Adams says. We can't have a robust nuclear energy program in America because American women are afraid of it, per polls. This is another reason why women collectively should not have a voice in national security. They don't even recognize national security when they see it. Here I'm agreeing with James Carville that the biggest problem with this country is preachy women.
That's interesting. And we have China and India, which are getting ahead of us power-wise because they are leaning into nuclear. They love nuclear.
Yeah, we have a graphic here of operating and under construction. And the main difference is the U.S. does have operating nuclear reactors, but none are under construction. And there's only a few proposed, but we're dealing with a lot of bureaucratic blue tape, red tape, and women who don't like it, I guess. I'd like to see the Scott Adams poll because that sounds interesting. But
yeah, so they don't like it. They're scared of it. It's kind of the same attitude that progressive women have when it comes to having a gun in the house. It's like, oh, should we get a gun? No, we don't want that. The kids could get it. It could be dangerous. Someone could get hurt. Something could go wrong. And that sounds like a reasonable, way to look at it until you get home invaded by some Venezuelans.
yeah, until you start looking at the police response times and you go, 20 minutes. And then how long does it take for someone to die? 1 minute? So yeah, I totally agree.
And then you get home invaded by some Venezuelans and you look at your husband and go, what do we do? And then he says, well, you said we couldn't have a gun. Now we're fucked.
Yep.
So something to keep in mind. I'm not saying women can't think good because obviously there's a ton of women show watchers who think great. But there's a certain type of attitude where your fear of the unknown is not worth sacrificing the greater good and what's needed and necessary.
Agreed.
All right, let's move on. You know how this show is really good at pointing out the problems in society?
Sure.
All the gay stuff.
Yeah.
The BLACCs doing a lot of crime, stuff like that.
They do.
We also need to be good at pointing out solutions. And that's what I've been thinking about for the last few days is solutions as well. So you know how microplastics are in everything?
Yeah.
Obviously that sucks. We're all being poisoned. Everyone who watches knows that. You guys have microplastics in you. We have microplastics in us.
We covered that study where 23 of 23 people had microplastics in their testicles. So it's getting out of hand.
It's getting out of hand. So we actually found a way to get them out. Can you read the Carnivore Aurelius response?
Yeah, this was from a medical study that was on the effects of probiotics, a bunch of Latin words I can't pronounce, and an exposure in rats. So I think they tested it on rats. This may be one of the solutions to microplastics. The probiotics Bifidobacterium breve and Lactobacillus casei bind to BPA in the digestive tract and double the excretion. Milk, kefir, cheese, yogurt, and sauerkraut are great sources of these bacteria. So you need to be milk, cheese, yogurt, sauerkraut, kefir maxing to get rid of the microplastics.
Exactly. Milk, kefir, cheese, yogurt, especially raw, is the best. Sauerkraut, fermented foods are really good for your gut microbiome. So that's part of the solution. We need to be upping what we're eating when it comes to those things. And I was kind of realizing that when you consume so much online, it's easy to live in the man-made hell on earth.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to create heaven on earth. And I saw this meme that summed it up. It said, stop imagining the apocalypse and start imagining heaven on earth, which is true because the new paradigm that we all want will be ushered in by people who are already living in it.
People carving out their own pockets of utopia, right?
Exactly. So that's our job as show watchers. It's to not let the negativity stop us from fulfilling our destinies.
Absolutely.
I think that's very important.
Yeah.
And that's page 1 of Housekeeping.
There you go. I don't know.
All right. Speaking of people trying to stop others from fulfilling their destinies,
Okay.
Caitlyn Clark. The drama continues to unfold. Obviously, we don't watch the WNBA.
We never have, never will.
Never will. So, like, I'm going to give you a take, and it's going to be from the point of view of someone who's only seen the clips we're going to show you.
For sure.
Of her getting flagrant fouled by Angel Reese. All right, so here's Caitlyn Clark going up for a layup, and then here comes Angel Reese over the top, misses the ball, and absolutely swats her in the head.
Hammers her head, right? Yeah, and this is not the first time we've seen it. That other girl just body checked her recently. We're not watching the WNBA. We're only seeing what comes filtered through us on social media, right? But it seems like people are angry and bodying her and playing aggressive against Caitlyn Clark, who's the most famous person in the WNBA.
Overly aggressive against her. I think there's a race aspect too, where all the black girls don't like her as the white girl. And it makes you wonder, can we get some help for, like, I don't know what to do. Like, you're a basketball guy more than I am.
Hell, I watched and I grew up a Bulls fan in the 90s. And you know what happened when the Detroit Pistons were beating up on the early 90s Bulls and Michael Jordan was scrawny and hadn't been lifting weights yet? They hire enforcers. We need to go back. We need to go back to 90s NBA style basketball. Hire an absolute mouth breather thug to be Caitlyn Clark's bodyguard.
So Caitlyn Clark gets fouled like that. The enforcer should come in and basically be ready to throw punches.
Be ready to throw punches, clean out the paint, and eat the 3-game suspension. Whatever comes with it.
Then you get suspended for 3 games, but in that off time, you're raising up the next generation enforcer on the team, and you're teaching them how to be an enforcer.
Exactly. A Bill Laimbeer type. You know how the Detroit Bad Boys were? You just said, you don't know who that is.
Know.
But, we, again, haven't seen a minute of the WNBA.
I was going to ask, like,
just the clips.
Are people supporting Caitlyn Clark? Are they, I don't know. I don't watch the games. But are they siding with her when she gets fouled, or are they like, I don't know?
I think they side with her. And then Caitlyn Clark, all her games are the most highly watched and highly attended. So there's definitely some weird jealousy, like, I would be popular too. And then we have a quote from Angel Reese here too.
Yeah, this is after the foul. She says basically that some people have a special whistle.
For inside, I think we were playing really hard. I think we went up really strong a lot of times and we didn't get a lot of calls. And going back and looking at the film, I've seen a lot of calls that weren't made. I guess some people got a special whistle, but...
So Caitlyn Clark gets all the calls is the insinuation there. And you know what? To be fair to Angel Reese should latch on to this like Caitlyn Clark beef and keep shit-talking her as much as she can. And then like maybe people care. It's like a beef.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? So that's how rivalries are born and makes her more relevant. But she always seems to say the most annoying, dumb shit I've ever heard.
And it's such like a weird, stupid take where she's basically saying because Caitlyn Clark's white, she's getting special whistles.
Well, she didn't say that, but that's what every single sportscaster has said the most retarded shit you've ever heard about like whiteness and skin color and Caitlyn Clark's got the privilege and all this shit.
And both the refs were black that called the foul.
Yeah.
And then here's Stephen A. Smith when he talks about Caitlyn Clark. Here's what he says.
But there's a broader issue here that can't be escaped. And that is this. She is a white young lady. And she's been a magnet in a way that has benefited the league in ways that others have not, even though their efforts have been worthy and deserving of being as celebrated, if not even more celebrated. And it's a reminder.
He talks like that on his show? Oh my God. That's the slowest shit. Who watches that?
Nobody, but they can't fire him for obvious reasons.
No, I think he's actually popular. And that's the thing too, is people are all trying to attribute, like, why was not this black girl who was the first pick last year the most popular person on earth? And you can't quantify what makes someone popular or sick or what little girls look up to her or something. It's just like this weird thing where even the people who are popular, they're like, I don't know, how did I get this big, you know? Mm-hmm. So,
and it's interesting that he's making it seem like it's a race issue.
Of course.
Like the WNBA is race favoring someone based on white race.
Yeah.
When it's like WNBA is, NBA and WNBA are mostly black sports.
Yeah, and like, the WNBA is specifically black lesbians.
Yeah, and then we've had like superstars in sports you would say are white, like Tiger Woods, Venus and Serena Williams. Those are like country club sports.
Literally the whitest sports there are, and those people who you mentioned became the biggest stars in them.
And that wasn't a problem.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden in 2024, we have a race issue in the WNBA because people like Caitlyn Clark, and they must only like her because they're white supremacists.
Well, and then the sportscaster world in general has been so hollowed out recently with the race-based, race-focused minority hires and stuff like that, that now it's amplified times 10, right?
That's a good point.
So it's already been hollowed out. Now all these people who are like ready to only talk about race are like, should I apply race to this scenario? Yes, that's second nature to me now. So
it's interesting too, because with this situation, it's like Caitlyn Clark is getting bullied by black girls because she's white.
Yeah.
That's my view.
And a rookie, and like there's a little weird jealousy, popularity jealousy.
And then Stephen A. Smith goes on TV and says the only reason Caitlyn Clark is popular is because she's white. Which is like promoting the opposite of reality. And it's like not only is it the opposite, it's completely backwards where Caitlyn Clark's getting bullied because she's white. That's the same thing that happens in the news today with like black crime. You know, like Don Lemon and Reverend Al and Stephen A. Smith go on TV and say, oh, the biggest issue is white supremacy and police brutality, when it's like black crime is disproportionately completely blowing every other race out of the water.
Yeah.
But it's not only is it the not what's going on, it's the opposite of what's going on.
Yeah, it fits in our backwards and upside down section.
It really does.
And I can't believe Stephen A. Smith talks like that. At that pace on a show, eating up, maybe he just has to eat up airtime and he doesn't have that much to say.
He has 1 page of script.
Yeah, he goes, oh, shit.
He's got a 30-minute show and 1 page of script.
I have to read this incredibly slow. And I can't even waste your time by doing a real impression of it. So
exactly. Well, the WNBA is jealous of baller white girls.
Yeah, apparently. And I'm still not in.
Yeah, and keep in mind, this is our opinion, and our only knowledge of the WNBA is the clip of Caitlyn Clark getting fouled.
Yes.
So we don't know what's fully going on. I have my Caitlyn Clark shirt on today. She has no affiliation with the show.
Of course not.
She doesn't even like the show, never seen it, nothing to do with her.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into some politics. First things first, in our politics section, Joe Biden got lost on stage, this time with Obama. So there he is.
So the back curtain opens and the band is now playing. And they're like, all right, Joe.
And then Obama has to grab him by the hand to take him off.
Pathetic, but par for the course for Biden, right?
Yeah, that's a standard Biden interaction. Obama had to take him by the hand to remove him from the stage. Here's him, Obama, and Jimmy Kimmel.
Yep.
Someone's clearly in the Biden mask.
Yeah, this is a whole new face. I've never seen this angle before.
Yeah, and then to cover for Joe Biden, the White House released a statement saying that June 14th is Elder Abuse Awareness Day.
Yeah, a proclamation on World Elder Abuse Awareness Day. And it's like, guys, hey, sort yourselves out first. You guys are really running him through the mill.
I think it's full cover fire where like they're kind of being sociopaths, where it's like, hey, it's Elder Abuse Awareness Day. We got to nip this in the bud. And then by saying that, they think no one would think that Joe Biden's being elderly abused because they wouldn't bring attention to elder abuse if they were doing it themselves.
I know.
So they're trying to return to the scene of the crime and go, oh, what happened?
Yeah, hey, who started this fire? It's like a total, and he's getting off. He's an arsonist.
And you have matches in your pocket. Like, what? How did this happen? So that's kind of how I see what they're doing with that. Also, don't forget what Obama said a few years back about having a puppet in the White House that he can kind of tell everything to.
I said this before. People would ask me, knowing what you know now, do you wish like you had a third term? And I used to say, you know what? If I could make an arrangement where I had a stand-in, a front man or front woman, and they had an earpiece in, and I was just in my basement in my sweats, looking through the stuff, and then I could sort of deliver the lines, but somebody else was doing all the talking and ceremony. I'd be fine.
He's down.
He's down, and unfortunately, he got somebody who can't deliver the lines.
Yeah, they got 90% of it.
I know.
So obviously, Joe Biden is slated to debate Trump later in the month. What the murmurs I'm hearing is if it goes really bad and he botches the debate, they're going to swap Joe Biden out for somebody else.
Okay.
So keep an eye
literally,
on it.
like you mean the Michelle Obama theory type? Like
Yeah, Michelle Obama theory, but I've also heard it could be not just Michelle Obama, it could be other people too.
Okay.
So this debate coming up is like a important
Make or break
thing.
moment.
It's make or break.
Yeah.
And then keep in mind, if they want him out, they just don't give him the shot. They don't give him the juice, and they go, "Oh, good luck."
Good luck,
And they
Uncle
send him
Joe.
out.
See ya.
He humiliates himself, and everyone goes, "Oh, of course we have to get rid of this guy."
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Later in the weekend, Chuck Schumer pretended to be a human by posting a barbecue burger pic.
Yeah, this absolute reptile guy posted a pic, said, "Our family has lived in an apartment building for all our years, but my daughter and her wife just bought a house with a backyard, and for the first time we're having a barbecue with hot dogs and hamburgers on the grill." That actually makes more sense. He's in charge of the lesbian grilling sesh, and you can zoom in and see he's got cheese on a raw patty. He's holding up a raw patty with the spatula. He got cooked online for this, unbelievable, to the point where he deleted it. Mm-hmm. These guys usually double down. They stand tall on stupid shit like this. He fully deleted it. Not even close to being a human.
Yeah, not close to being a human was the main takeaway. My daughter and her wife.
I didn't even notice that until now.
That's LOL stuff.
Classic.
That makes you LOL. That's who we're up against. And obviously who we're up against are very desperate people who want to maintain power and control. And to do that, they're going to need to do some pretty serious cheating.
Yeah.
That's 100%.
Gaslighting, cheating, lying.
Exactly. But we do have good news for the first time. One of my biggest issues with Republicans is no one's trying to prevent cheating or like do what the Democrats do, like send 1 million lawyers to every single polling station and make sure everything's done correctly.
Yep.
Laura Trump at a Turning Point event gave a speech, and she kind of alluded to this and said that we're kind of handling it, or she's handling it.
Right before I came here, I was about 30 minutes away with the chairman of the RNC, Michael Whatley. He and I started here in the state of Michigan, launching our election integrity program. And what we want to do is train 100,000 people all across this country to be part of that team. Now, what does that mean? That means we want poll watchers, but not just that. We want poll workers. We have a unique opportunity right now that we have not had in 40 years as a party. For 40 years, there was a consent decree placed upon the RNC that did not allow us to train people to work as poll workers.
Very nice. So 100,000 poll workers and 500 lawyers to monitor the 2024 election.
Yeah.
Thank you, Laura Trump. Very cool. That's exactly what we need.
That's what we need. And then if you're a normal citizen and you're kind of at the polls, you need to be filming and doing as much as you can, watching, keeping an eye out. Even if you're not one of these trained poll workers, you can kind of fire from the hip and start snitching, filming.
That's a good point. That's what we need very much.
All right. That's the thing, too, is that they have a limited numbers of cities where they can do this. And they fired the bullet with Joe Biden. You know what I mean? Like, they fired this in the 2016 election, or the 2020 election, rather. And to do it again in all these shitty cities like Detroit, Atlanta, Phoenix was one of them. Philadelphia. You know, it's hard to do that again twice. And so we know where we need to go in those swing states.
Yep. This is what we needed. That could be uplifting gold, but it's important, so it goes to the front.
Smart.
All right, we're moving on to our last page of housekeeping. Before we get there, make sure you guys use this opportunity to tickle the post, help us juice the algo, leave a like, leave a comment again, then start yapping about what you want to yap about.
Yep.
PO box needs to be full, notifications need to be on.
Yep.
I'm on today.
I know, you're fast. There you
That
go.
was one of my best ones.
Nice work. What do you want me to do? Say thanks again?
Nuck a few bucks. Son.
All right, chill.
Nuck a few bucks.
Don't touch me.
All right, before we get into the migrant section, we have something from last week that we need to acknowledge. At the G7, the Princess of Bulgaria really turned some heads out there.
Yeah.
Looking like Mickey Rourke and shit.
Looking like Mickey Rourke, got a weird-ass nose, too many surgeries, absolutely shredded, piped out. Wearing a sleeveless fit, too, like you not trying to hide it.
You could have just worn a normal sleeved fit and then been like, oh, kind of like a monster lady. No big deal.
Yeah.
She's old. People age differently. Not going to make fun of someone's looks.
Yeah.
The shredded arms and the sleeveless fit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Give her whatever she wants.
This falls into the you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, but I don't think we'd have much of a podcast if we followed those rules. So, unfortunately, sorry to the people of Bulgaria.
Yeah, that's a good point. Sorry to the people of Bulgaria. All right, we're moving on to our migrant section. This week's migrant section, or today's migrant section, is going to focus more abroad. And I have like a little theme here I've noticed of people kind of pushing back against the migrants.
Yeah.
So this first clip is a girl doing a selfie video while a migrant's harassing her, and then the police pull him away. So here she is. And then he's coming up, and then the cop just yanks his shirt and pulls him away. So I like that.
That's uplifting. That's what it'll look like when everyone's mobilized.
And everyone's thinking the same way of like, hey, we don't need these third worlders here anymore. The next one is...
And everyone has to go back. And you know what? Even if you're a nice guy, you got here a couple years ago, and you're kind of assimilating, we'll get you a first-class ticket back.
Yeah, first class back.
You have to go back still.
You're one of the good ones.
First class. You're traveling luxury, but you're going back. So
yeah, everyone's going back. This next one, apparently, this is allegedly, but allegedly this migrant was doing a lot of crimes and causing trouble in the neighborhood, and then this little Irish man came up and knocked him out.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. Listen.
Don't sit there and tell me, oh, you've got
Tom,
shit in my...
listen.
Move!
Oh, it's not, you know.
Knock out! Bam! Go sleep!
Wow. There it is.
yeah,
Knocked him out.
I know.
And then...
People's patience, you're testing it.
yeah.
You know how the same thing that I said about how migrants were following, like we've said this a long time ago, but migrants are following social media and they're seeing how easy it is to get into America, and they're seeing how, like, the best way, sharing ideas on TikTok on how to get benefits, how to kind of game the system. Well, now that same migrant, the same phone transference of energy is happening for the native populations of all these places. And they're seeing how migrants are misbehaving and how bad they're treating and abusing the hospitality that they've been shown. And now it's kind of like a return. You know? There's a comeback happening. So the same thing that got all you guys here and sharing the information is now making your luck run out or your welcome wear thin, is what I would say.
That's a good point. And
this is the upcoming elections for everywhere. It's all migrant elections. It's all immigration elections. For the next 18 months, whatever international, domestic, all elections are like a referendum on mass migration.
Exactly. And another reason people are waking up is because the migrants that are coming to the Western countries are not grateful.
Yeah.
They're not like the migrant class of 1995 who's just head down, I'm just happy to be here, I just want to go to work and send some money home, which I'm not happy with them either, but at least they were grateful and kind of kept their head down.
Yeah.
Now they have like a taking attitude. They just want to take, they're like, oh, these stupid Westerners are giving us free everything, free house, free healthcare, free schools. I'm having a ton of kids. These people are stupid, is like the attitude. There was a Man on the Street reporter interviewing people about British culture, and look what this woman said.
Has diversity killed traditional British culture?
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay. Do you see British culture today?
I don't know. I've been in the UK for 3 years, and I can't even think what British culture is.
So is it dead?
No, I don't think it existed.
And they laugh.
They laugh.
There's no British culture. It's like, well, there's paved streets, bustling cities, tall buildings, the Magna Carta. You're wearing a woman's pantsuit. What's your culture?
Yeah, I don't know. Mud huts and like some sort of hand food.
You eat like this?
You slurp it up like the Instagram family we've shown before.
Yeah.
They fight over the goat head or the hot dog, whatever.
He'll come and chop your arm off for stealing. And then I found some tweets and some memes that kind of sum up the sentiment of how I feel about people that are ungrateful living in Western countries.
Ethnics will tell you whites have no culture while speaking our languages, using our technologies, employing our rhetoric and concepts, dressed in a European style, and expecting European codes of debate and behavior, like a fish who can't detect water because it's everywhere.
Yep, that's a good one.
That's the key sentence,
Yeah, that's the key. And then there's another one. It says, nations that build like this don't benefit from immigrants who build like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty simple, right?
It's pretty self-explanatory. And then the last one, this last one here, never forget Britain sacrificed a generation of their best men and their entire empire during World War II so they could never be ruled by foreign people. And here we are. We just let them in for free.
The call is coming from inside the house, as they say. So
exactly. All right. Well, our last piece, speaking of culture, right? Because culture is important, and of course, America has a great culture. The U.S. Open over the weekend happened. Bryson DeChambeau won.
An
show watcher.
Show watcher, big fan of the show.
Huge show watcher, probably.
YouTuber as well. Big YouTuber.
Yeah, in real life, he is a great YouTuber.
Yeah.
He's not a show watcher, we don't think, so don't go harassing him. Yeah. But he was a great champion.
Yeah, he was.
He played well. He was a class act the whole time. He stayed after, signed autographs for everybody.
Let people touch the cup.
Everyone was touching the trophy. It was very cool. He signed autographs. It was very cool. And they played in Pinehurst, North Carolina, which is a very tough course. It's a Donald Ross course. So Donald Ross courses have elevated greens and they're inverted discs.
Turtleback greens? Is that what they call them?
Turtleback greens, inverted discs, elevated. So it's very hard to stay on the green. And it's tough putting. The rest of the course is pretty easy, wide open, but the putting is very difficult. That's how Donald Ross likes it.
Okay, thank you. Good little history lesson. Pinehurst number 2.
Pinehurst number 2, championship course. It's where Payne Stewart played before he died, right after winning a championship.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some culture.
Yeah, congrats
Donald
to
Ross
Bryson.
Golf. Donald Ross Golf. Today's a history lesson.
Yep.
All right, that is the end of housekeeping. We are moving on to Cringe of the Week. All right, our first clip of Cringe of the Week. No U-turn signs?
Yeah.
So no U-turn signs, like traffic signs, those are homophobic in LA now. And obviously you and I are gay experts.
Yeah, I'd like to say so. We've studied them. We've observed them. Know a lot of the dark shit they do.
We unfortunately do.
Yeah.
And wait until you hear for the reasoning for this.
LA City Council members Hugo Soto Martinez and Nithya Raman were on hand today to help remove the signs. They say the no cruising and no U-turn signs were put up in the 1990s to prevent people in the gay community from meeting up with other gay people.
I was also surprised that these U-turn signs were still up. And at first, they seem a little... okay, it's just a no U-turn sign. But when you learn the history of it and you realize that these were used to profile gay people, it's so important that we have these removed.
So they're removing the no U-turn signs because gay guys who are driving by, they can see other gay guys and then want to turn their car around in the middle of the road, and they should be allowed to do that.
At 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. That's when the sign says. That's the subtext. So, like, on somebody's, street, some guy lives there. He's like, what's that? The skid marks, he pulls over so quick because he sees another guy who he immediately wants to suck.
Exactly.
They said they'd stop him from meeting other gay men, right?
You can't do a legal U-turn somewhere else or turn around and catch a light and come back?
Nope.
They need to let them get to each other as fast as possible.
As quickly as possible. The next monkeypox has to get here, right, guys?
Yeah. And then it makes you wonder, maybe they should get rid of texting and driving laws because, gay guys can't meet up on Grindr?
Yeah, you're saying I can't be swiping right, just doing this while I'm going 100 miles an hour? Come on.
We gotta get closets removed from houses. You know who hides in closets? People who aren't proud to be gay because of white supremacy.
We've got to get rid of the closets. And you know what's funny, too, is this is kind of... You're the most homophobic person you know on earth. Your old uncle who was he says the most slurs ever. He goes, they just pull a U-turn. They just go suck each other.
They see each other and they want to hook up and they just do a U-turn in the middle of the road and go do it.
So it's like the most homophobic person you know and the gay guys are agreeing on the activity that they're doing, but then the gay guys won. And we've seen the gay battle for the streets, the trans flags, and how that's a hate crime to put skid marks on. Mm-hmm. They're taking down old homophobic road signs now. There's Harvey Milk Avenue and shit. The gays are coming for the roads.
The gays have the streets on lockdown.
They basically have them. What do we do?
And then also they changed some traffic laws too. Gavin Newsom made jaywalking not illegal because jaywalking disproportionately affected black people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shocker.
So it was racism. They had to fight back against that. So all the street laws are kind of going to shit now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they should get rid of parking meters.
Why?
What if you want to park and hook up with the gay guy?
Oh my God.
You have to pay for that?
That should be free.
Love is love.
I know. That's actually disrespectful.
No more parking meters.
Do you want to know a parking meter story? Just
sure.
Off randomly. Chicago, the city of Chicago sold the rights to all their parking meters to Saudi Arabia or something, the Sovereign Wealth Fund. Maybe. I might be getting that wrong. But they were so incompetent. The Democrat-run city of Chicago was so incompetent. They sold off all their parking meters to whoever, a foreign investor, a 99-year lease on them. And so all the money that is collected by Chicago parking meters is enriching someone in Saudi Arabia.
Great.
And they made their money back, like on the investment they bought it for. They made their money back in like 6 years. And so now the rest of the 93 years is pure profit. Just immediately goes out of Chicago. Isn't that the stupidest thing?
It's very stupid.
But at least, that doesn't affect gay guys, I guess.
Yep, for now. And then I found this functioning society meme that was pretty funny. It's like a functioning society, and then this is progress, knocking the one thing holding everything up.
Yeah, coherent sense of culture, identity, morality.
Yeah, that's like what they're doing with taking the street signs down.
Yep, but the drag queen who got it done has a funny name and is maybe a girl.
Mm-hmm.
So great.
She's in charge of infrastructure now. Mayor Pete's idea.
But that's my favorite thing is like the most homophobic person you know and the gay guys, they agree. They go, yeah, we can't be stopped at any cost. We have to be able to make illegal U-turns immediately to suck somebody.
Yeah, because we might need to go suck somebody now. Yeah. All right, next thing that makes no sense but is for equality. Turns out that wanting to live in a quiet neighborhood is racist now.
Yeah. Why do rich people love quiet? The sound of gentrification is silenced. And this is actually from 2022, but it just came across our desks.
It just became more reviraled.
Yeah. And it's The Atlantic says if gentrification has a sound, it's silence. I don't even know how to pronounce this name. Xochitl Gonzalez on why the rich love quiet so much and what it means for everyone else. That sounds like a made up or picked name.
It sounds like a trans person. Well, here's the person, so maybe it might be a trans. Not 100%. But, everyone wants quiet.
Yeah.
Rich people pay for it.
Exactly.
They get rich and they go, I'm not going to live in this loud, poor neighborhood. I'm going to live somewhere quiet and nice.
Yeah, I don't want to live
that crazy.
And then also it's like, think of the natural way of it. Like, would you want to live where everyone's stacked up on top of each other and then you hear someone yelling domestic violence because they're literally 100 feet from you? Yeah, of course rich people are going to have more space, right? Mm-hmm. And silence is nice. Imagine, the very rare case, some people like street noise.
Yeah.
People who live in Manhattan, they get used to it.
They're used to it.
They're babies. But
now noise pollution is good because rich white people don't like it.
Yeah.
So like having standards is a white thing now or a rich thing now. Mm-hmm. And then this author, I actually looked into this. She wrote an article later where she said that she had to go upstate to escape the noise. Can you give it a read?
She said, 3 months and 1 case of COVID later, I was quarantining with my best friend, her husband, and their toddler in their Brooklyn apartment. Before long, the close quarters and endless sounds of sirens made revising my novel there untenable. I decided to head upstate. So she couldn't write the novel, so she's racist.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, so it makes you wonder, why do poor people make so much noise?
I don't know.
Why are they so loud?
Are they poor because they make noise, or do they make noise because they're poor? That's the next question. I'm sure she'll write an addendum to that article and get it out.
Yeah, exactly. And there was actually a response to that from, was it Pagliacci the Clown?
Mm-hmm. The Hated.
Pagliacci the Hated. And it's a long read, but please read the whole thing.
No, this is a good point. She said, you can always tell who is actually poor and who's just an Ivy League shitlib LARPing because the latter romanticizes aspects of poverty that real poor people desperately want to escape. When they think noisy neighborhood, their mind conjures up some abuela playing tropipop out her breezy open window while she makes empanadas as a table of Chinese men laugh and play mahjong on the street. Literal Hollywood movie shit. In reality, the noise of poverty is the woman next door screaming while she's getting beaten up by her drunk boyfriend, a schizo man shouting obscenities outside of your apartment window, and the blaring siren of ambulances coming to collect yet another overdose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So wealth is correlated with silence, but not in the way that this author thinks. Mm-hmm. It's more that poverty causes noise.
Yeah.
It's not that the rich make silence. They're just, that's just how it is. Poverty is loud.
Yeah.
And that's
tough.
That's what it is. And people are up all night. They're doing drugs. They're yelling. They're fighting. Kids are running around in the street when they shouldn't be.
They have older cars with louder mufflers and worse exhaust,
Yeah.
It kind of it piles on.
And everyone with bad behavior is up to bad shit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why those neighborhoods are the way they are. It's not like a race thing.
There's a white guy who's overseeing it and goes, yes, pump in the sound. Make it louder.
Exactly.
Turn it up. It's a sum of their parts, and their parts are doing loud, annoying shit.
And then the people who have standards and don't want to live like that, they get out and become wealthier because they don't want to continue living like that. And everyone else who doesn't mind stays in the hell pit.
Yeah.
In the city. All right, let's move on. In the same vein, while obviously these people write articles like that, corporations are also getting involved in equity when it comes to neighborhoods. Turns out Google Maps doesn't allow scenic routes.
Yeah.
Because scenic routes a lot of times don't go through poor neighborhoods. And then if you don't want to walk through a bad neighborhood, you're racist.
Well, you might not be racist, but that's problematic, and Google won't allow it, right?
You need to go through dangerous situations because you don't want to be seen as insensitive.
So this guy is a Google engineer who is talking about Google Maps and having the scenic route option, like Fleck has just said, and he later, I think, protected all of his tweets and kind of pulled the Chuck Schumer and deleted a lot of this after the cat got out of the bag. So do you want me to read all of this? Or
yeah, sure.
Well, he goes, on its own, this bias isn't necessarily a bad thing, but let's examine the shape of this bias. Ask yourself, between these two streets, which one is the new scenic route algorithm going to choose? And it's like, obviously, the nice small New England town that looks orderly and isn't...
has potted plants.
Yeah, and isn't a rundown deli. And he said, you see where this is going. Because of its global scale, even a small shift in maps routing from a seemingly innocuous and frankly very useful feature could create a reinforcing feedback loop with spatial inequity. So this is what Google's up to. They're not just like going to give you what you want, the scenic route. They're going to think about equity beforehand and think about biases. Inadvertently diverting foot traffic from low-income streets to high-income streets takes revenue and potentially tax dollars from already struggling communities and funnels it instead to richer communities. Always remember, we live and build tools in complex system. For context, IME, this idea was usually discussed with regard, in my experience, this idea was usually discussed with regard to walking navigation specifically. So this guy's just a pussy Google engineer who's saying, no, we can't make you not walk past the bodega.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to go past the bodega.
Yeah. You can't have a scenic walking route because that means that you're going to avoid bad neighborhoods, and that's racist. So you have to walk through bad neighborhoods that are more dangerous for equality. But then it makes you wonder, why don't poor people make their neighborhoods nice?
I don't know.
Is
and quiet. It's crazy.
Is an old white lady who cleans her sidewalk in her storefront and plants flowers out front, is she doing that because of the color of her skin?
Is there a barrier to entry for that?
Yeah.
I don't really think so.
And then are people in poor neighborhoods who have shitty storefronts and like dirty sidewalks and drugs and needles everywhere, they're not allowed to be held accountable and say, hey, clean up your area, but they can't because their skin is darker, I guess?
Yeah, it's beyond them. For whatever reason, it's beyond them.
Yeah, because the white lady only cleans her storefront because she's white.
Yeah,
I guess that's what they're trying to say.
That's what Stephen A. Smith would say.
All right, moving on. So yes, from what we've seen, everything is race-based and white people are the problem and the reason our country's messed up. It can be summed up to...
Somewhat, yeah.
Blame white people. And then for us, for white men, but the ones who aren't homosexuals, they're oftentimes in a state of perpetual adolescence.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah.
I saw this article about how adults are buying more toys than kids. I think it's Legos.
Yeah, grown-ups surpass preschoolers as the biggest toy consumers, most important age group. And here they are playing. It's mostly Legos, Marvel shit, and Star Wars stuff, basically. So I'll read a little bit from the article. Their love of all things Star Wars, Marvel, Ghostbusters, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a bright patch in an otherwise bleak outlook for the toy industry. The reality is that most kids are not connecting with physical toys the way previous generations did. Toy influencer Dan Larson told the Post, explaining that he's a big fan of G.I. Joe. Circana, which tracks consumer trends, describes 18 and over as the most important age group for the toy industry, pointing to a recent survey showing that 43% of adults purchased a toy for themselves during the past year. And then here's one last thing that I'm going to read from the article because I kind of like it as a slur. Like if we take it ourselves, it can kind of be a slur. Lego has someone on staff whose job is outreach to AFOLs, or adult fans of Lego. So they have someone who's specifically catering to them who are buying $200 sets. So AFOLs. What are you, an AFOL? You kind of bully them on the walk home, the non-scenic route home past the bodega. You go, what are you, an AFOL? What do you got in there? What's in the bag? Legos?
And yeah, exactly. So adults are buying more toys than kids. And then I saw this other story online. I saw a tweet from a guy who is in a fantasy football league, and look what it said.
Said, I finished in last place in fantasy football, and tomorrow I have to do my punishment. I have to sit in a McDonald's for 24 hours unless I can eat my way out of it. Here's the key I was given by a league mate for what I can eat to shorten my time. And it's like a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, takes 45 minutes off, blah, blah, blah. Every menu item has some sort of time reduction for him.
Yeah. So there's 50 million illegals here.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to arrest Trump, the leading Republican candidate for the 2024 election. They made everyone get an experimental vaccine.
Yeah.
And they're about to steal the election again.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to stay in McDonald's and eat your way out because of a fantasy football thing.
And you're playing with toys.
And you're buying Legos more than kids are. And your entire country is being taken over from within. You need to wake up.
It's time to wake up.
It's really time to wake up, guys.
Yeah.
And on top of that, when you're eating McDonald's, obviously the bread is, everything in McDonald's is disgusting.
Yeah.
It's all seed oils, it's all poison, it's all fillers, it's all bad stuff.
Okay.
Bread, I learned this. Bread, is from Carnivore Aurelius. L-cysteine is commonly used to make bread in the United States. It's synthesized from human hair sourced from barbershops in China. This is not a joke. And then can you read the AI overview?
Yeah, it says, yes, some bread contains L-cysteine, an amino acid that is often derived from human hair. L-cysteine is used as an additive in bread production to improve the texture and appearance of the dough, make it easier to handle, break down gluten, and reduce rising time. It can also help extend the shelf life of bread. So you're eating Chinese people hair.
And they laugh.
Chinese people, they go, here you go, eat it.
Who knows where it comes from? Might come from their butt.
I didn't even know that.
So I guess thousands of years of water, flour, salt, and yeast.
Yeah.
We needed to add hair from China.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but somebody got in the middle. Somebody got in between you and the food.
Yeah.
And they started doing messed up shit.
So you're playing with toys and eating as much McDonald's as you can.
Like this. Like you're like playing with toys like an autism kid. You're like, oh, give me the hair bread.
And then you have a fantasy.
I can't leave McDonald's until I eat the hair bread.
And then you're in a fantasy football league with your other friends. And then you have a punishment where you have to stay in McDonald's for 24 hours and eat your way out to get out of there before 24 hours. And you're eating Chinese hair and they poison us. And they're doing all these bad things.
Hard not to get black-pilled at some of this content.
Hey, white, straight guys, let's wake up.
Yeah.
We're not going to wake up the homosexuals. We know that.
They're gone. They're gone. They're doing U-turns at 3 a.m.
3 a.m. U-turns.
Yeah.
White, straight men, please wake up. It's time to wake up.
Yep.
We need you. You're in a bad dream. You have to wake up. All right, Urban Decay. We have a big Urban Decay situation here. We're going to go not speed round, but we do have like multiple crime clips that we're gonna. There's not much commentary when it's 20 guys running through a store stealing everything.
Okay, I actually do have a good bit for that.
All right, let's start with the LA graduation brawl.
A wild brawl breaks out inside Disney Concert Hall Thursday evening during a graduation ceremony. Kids from an alternative education school and probation started fighting.
We were coming out of the ceremonies, and there was a car right on the other side of the cars that were parked, and we just saw shooting, and they saw the smoke and everything, and everybody just got down on the ground.
2 people were taken into custody in the parking lot.
It was wild.
Wow.
Yeah, so this was an LA high school graduation for students on probation. It was like a behaviorally impaired kids, and they got into a giant brawl.
Behaviorally impaired. And it's not probably graduation because they graduated. They just are older now.
Yeah.
And then you finish your 4th year here.
They aged out. We didn't fail anybody, so come to the ceremony. What are you going to do at the ceremony? Fight. What are you going to do after the ceremony? Shoot. In the parking lot. Where? Parking lot.
Yeah. So that's that.
Yeah.
And then there was another post-graduation incident on Long Island.
There was a shooting breaks out after 2,000 teens skipped school and swarmed Nassau County Beach in Long Beach, Long Island. The teens were seen fighting, dancing on cop cars, and eventually shooting someone after they skipped school for senior skip day. Hundreds of people were seen swarming the beach and taking over a lifeguard stand. And they had come in from Queens. So they weren't Long Island natives. They weren't Nassau County natives, were they?
Queens is Long Island.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. That's okay.
It's part of Long Island?
Mm-hmm.
So here's the footage.
It looks like a third world country.
Yeah. They're all on top of cop cars and shit.
This looks like World War Z.
Haiti. Looks like Haiti.
And then there was a shooting.
Yeah.
So fun hanging out, guys.
So they're going to ruin senior skip day for all the nice kids who just use it to go get ice cream and, make out with their girlfriend, right?
Mm-hmm. And then our next story is out of Memphis. This is just a tweet. Can you give it a read?
What the hell, Memphis? It turns out one of the gunmen who shot 5 people on I-240, including 4 small children, was out on bond for possessing a stolen gun that had a switch. A judicial commissioner set him free on $500 bond. Voting for Democrats puts every family in Memphis in danger. So you have a switch, a modified gun to go full auto and go, then it'll cost $500 to get back out on the streets, right?
And then you go back out in the streets, then you shoot 5 people, and 4 of them are kids.
Yeah, that's a super high kid rate.
The judge or whoever did that, the DA or whatever, those people should go to jail.
Yeah, I agree. That's where we're headed next.
Yeah.
And that's what happened in the case of Bianca whatever, who stabbed the 3-year-old randomly. The judge had let her out previously. So that's coming. That's down the pipeline. That's after the 50 million illegals are gone. That's after all the judges who got appointed under the Biden administration are gone. We're going to start circling back on some of these issues.
We'll reuse the illegal immigrant deportation buses.
Yeah.
For these people, too.
You can't buy the buses and use them once. You have to start busing other people around. It creates bus demand.
You're going to have reasons to be busing.
Yeah.
And then there was a tweet from a Stanford professor. Stanford, one of the best colleges in the world.
Yeah.
Smart people.
Smart guy.
And then can you read the tweet?
He said, what's the best explanation for why New York, Boston, San Francisco, Seattle, and LA have much lower murder rates than other major cities in the U.S.? And the other
graph.
Yeah, and he includes a graph, and the other major murder rate cities are New Orleans, Detroit, Atlanta, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., Chicago, and then it kind of falls off from there. Well, Eric Bjornholfsen, he seems like a Scandinavian guy. Here's his bio. He went to Harvard and MIT, and now he teaches at Stanford. I'm gonna tell you. Or Fleckus, do you want to tell him?
I'll tell you.
Go ahead.
It's the black people, Eric.
It's how many black people are in that city, Eric.
Isn't it? It's so crazy.
I
It's
know.
like, because you go to Stanford, you go to Harvard, you're so smart. You're so smart. And then you go,
what could it be? I don't know. What I've controlled for every variable. I've got a lab coat on. I'm stupid.
Maybe it's the jaywalking.
It's literally just how many black people are there, dude. Like, I don't know what to tell you at this point.
It's not even hard to figure out. New Orleans is number 1.
Yeah, and it's it's like Steve Saylor's and this guy's replies like, well, here, I actually have something to say. He's like a known stats fanatic about this particular thing.
And then maybe he goes, well, what about the black cities that don't have a high murder rate? There are none.
Show me one, please. Show me. Yeah.
Oh, man, that guy's so smart. And he's teaching kids in the smartest college in the world. And he went to Harvard and MIT.
MIT, Stanford. Why are you asking this?
He goes,
You should be telling us, but we know it.
You should be telling us in like a palatable way.
Yeah.
Or maybe you should pretend you don't know so you can keep your job and don't get fired.
Exactly. I have a guess that's what you're going to do.
That's what you are doing.
Yeah. So we've seen the groups of teens, the probation high schoolers. We've seen the Long Island teens on skip day. And what are some other businesses doing about this kind of onslaught of children?
Let's find out. 7-Eleven has a plan.
That's right. Good morning, Robert. Here in Tacoma Park, if police catch your child this summer in the act, they might get a ticket. The Operation Chill program is now underway, but take a look at the citation closely. It's a free Slurpee. This is an innovative way the police department here is aiming to reduce crime and build rapport between the youth and cops. Anytime an officer sees a child making a good decision, being kind or doing the right thing, they will issue a ticket locally. There has been a sharp increase in juvenile crime, and crime here in Tacoma Park has increased last year due to social issues, drugs, and changes in laws affecting juveniles.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not the time to be like, giving out Slurpees and, hey, good on you, I'll fix your bike chain. It's time to strike fear in the teenage gangbanger types.
Yeah.
It's not time to, oh, hey, outreach time. That's like 10 years ago. That was in the DARE program.
That didn't work.
Yeah, now it's like, oh, hey, did you hear about Jamal? He got a 15-year sentence for looting that place.
whoa.
Yeah.
We can't be doing that.
And then word spreads amongst the criminals, the people who would be doing that type of crime, and they start playing scared. They start getting sloppy and making mistakes.
And the ones who do continue, they go away for 15 years.
Yeah.
And then the ones who go, ooh, that's not worth it, they get to do other crimes.
You know who probably came up with this Slurpee ticket thing? I bet you could guess. The Stanford, MIT, Harvard guy.
Yeah.
He probably thought this was a good idea.
Well, let's just give him Slurpees and tell him, please don't steal my livelihood.
Yeah.
Please don't rob my store.
So we need to get serious. Maybe we can use some of the buses on these kids.
Yeah. Well, our next page of housekeeping is actually quite interesting. It's a black businesses section.
Yeah.
So a lot of the people in these sections have gotten grants or free business or whatever because of the color of their skin. First is the Chicago mayor, Mayor Johnson. Is that his name?
Yeah, Brandon Johnson.
So he was asked why he spent $30,000 on campaign funds on hair and makeup, and listen to his answer.
Let me ask you another question. That'll be the awkward elephant in the room, and that is about the Sun-Times story last week about your spending of $30,000 from your campaign fund for hair and makeup. Can you respond to that and explain why you think that's an appropriate use of the campaign dollars to many people seems like a lot of money?
I think it's always appropriate to make sure that we're investing in small businesses, especially minority-owned, black-owned, women-owned businesses. Our campaign spends money on food. We support black and brown-owned businesses, women-owned businesses.
That's pretty much all we need to know. He didn't have a good excuse.
So you spent $30,000 on hair and makeup, but it's okay, even though it's campaign funds, because you gave it to black people.
If it went to white people, he'd go, sorry, mea culpa, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry, I really should not have done that.
We're going to return the funds.
I was racist with how I was spending my money, so now it's good. We're Gucci, right?
So he's all good, allowed to do whatever because it's going to black people.
And this is also a hugely dangerous precedent because this is a man with like a short haircut. What's the most he can be possibly doing? And then makeup, think about a black woman politician. What kind of tabs she can run up on hair, makeup, nails.
That's a good point.
It could get upwards of 6 figures, I would say.
That's a really good point.
So
Very true.
he set a dangerous precedent there. And then the media, the pushback, it's just kind of nothing. Like, if I was like the Chicago Sun-Times reporter, or I think he was just referencing the Sun-Times, but if I was that reporter, I'd say, honestly, Mayor, that's not that good of an answer. That's kind of bullshit. You're wasting a lot of money on makeup and hair. So it's kind of like this thing where as long as he has an answer, then he's like, okay, that's my answer. Like guys like this need to be accountable.
I'm giving it to my friend's daughter's business.
Yeah, it's literally what it is.
Yeah.
So.
And then this similar thing happened with Joe Biden. He was meeting with black business entrepreneurs and listen to the interaction he has with the woman who opened a ice cream shop.
I heard you like ice cream.
Yeah, I love ice cream.
I would love one day to be able to have you try some of my ice cream.
I'm the dullest president in America. I'm known for my Ray-Ban sunglasses and the chocolate chip ice cream.
All right.
How's business?
It's great. It's really good. I got a lot of opportunities as far as grants and stuff this year. It's really great.
How's business? Good. I got a lot of grants.
I got a lot of free money from the taxpayers. It's not like, oh, I'm doing this new ice cream flavor or, oh, I'm getting a lot of foot traffic. It's like the government gave me the free money.
Yeah, that's what she thinks handling her business is.
And it's ice cream, Like, don't we have a soda tax in a lot of these big cities, these Democrat cities? Now we're giving grants for this ice cream shop? It doesn't really kind of mesh with me.
That's a good point.
So, but obviously the reason for that is being a black business owner outweighs that. That we've done the hierarchy, we've done the totem pole, and black business owner, they get the money.
Sound business, doesn't matter. Makeup, $30,000. Haircuts, $30,000. Ice cream shop, free money, as long as you're black. And then it's like the same for we covered in Cringe. You can break traffic laws as long as you're trying to do gay stuff.
As long as you're going to suck him. As long as you're really going to suck him.
All right, let's go to the Kamala clip. That's all about this too.
That we came in office as an administration, President Biden and I made a commitment that we would increase federal government contracts by 50% to minority-owned businesses.
Well, there you go. So there's more. If you were wondering if it's a conspiracy or we're just nitpicking,
no,
that was the day one agenda.
Yeah, they say it. It's fine. It's not unconstitutional, even though discriminating against black people or discrimination of any kind is. Choosing where to spend money for some reason, like, it's not discrimination.
Yeah.
You know, you can't, having a colorblind bidding process that's unacceptable, right?
Yeah. And these are obviously like reparations, just unspoken reparations.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, black business owners and black customers are in different categories. Our next clip, the 20-person smash and grab. Here they come running up.
Sledgehammers.
And then 20 people wearing all black and ski masks come in, robbing everybody in the store.
Yeah. And that 20 people, I don't know, I haven't done a full count. That's an entire football team. 22 people is 11-man football, both sides. But instead of doing something productive like an after-school sports, they're robbing the jewelry store. This is the Blind Side 2. They quit. They all quit, and they rob the jewelry store now.
All right, let's go to our next clip.
I can't feel a foursome sometimes.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like, how many criminal friends do you have, guys? So, you know, good thing that ice cream girl got grants, though.
Mm-hmm. And then let's go to the bowling alley fight. Non-bowlers at it again.
This is when they go bowling, like a nice experience, a nice excursion, right?
Excuse me. So it goes on for another 2 minutes.
I'll explain the rest of the video to you. You know those birthday candles that you blow out, but they're a prank birthday candle where the fire comes back after a second?
Of course.
It's like that, where it seems like the fighting dies down, but then that lady in the red starts running and chasing and trying to knock somebody out
again. A new pocket of fighting jumps up.
A new fire comes up.
Yeah.
So,
and then because of behavior experienced firsthand by business owners, some business owners are saying, hey, some non-white business owners are saying, hey, we don't want black customers. Look at this Vietnamese guy, or maybe Japanese.
Did you tell my sister you weren't going to serve her because she's black?
No, I don't like it.
What'd you say?
No, let's go. No
Okay,
more.
well, what'd you say then?
No more here.
No more here.
Yeah, no more.
Because she's black, because another black person took your food and didn't pay, so you're not going to serve my sister?
None people don't pay money.
What does that have to do with her? She's paying you. She's paying you. You can't do that.
I know that.
You can't do that, sir. That's discrimination. You can't tell her you're not going to serve her because she's black because of what somebody else did today. You don't have anything to do with that.
That's pretty good.
He goes, a lot of people don't pay money. So, hey, that's what happens. That's what the people are doing.
He's being honest.
I know. And, you know, yeah, you can get this guy on some sort of human rights or civil rights violation, but I don't think the Vietnam guy with the raspy voice serving up Chinese food with seed oils really cares.
Yeah, that's a good point. And that's the kind of guy they come for, because he's a problem in society, not the 10 black people before who took the food for free or yelled at him or didn't pay or didn't tip or caused a scene or got into a fight or had a gun.
I'm sure that was a big decision for a business owner to start turning away business.
And he goes, all right, no more black people.
It's not worth the trouble, he's basically made the decision of. Like, obviously he can get some money from it, but
and he's selling cheap Chinese food.
Yeah,
it's not like
it's
it's
$10.
It's not like it's the Rolex store. It's like, we don't trust you. It's like it's $5 a plate. All right, well, don't get too down or too depressed. We're moving on to Uplifting Gold, and we have a lot of good Uplifting Gold today. First things first, remember this, guys. We're at the end of the show. We can be a little more relaxed. We have to remember this. We have our episode today. We have our episode Friday. And then the Tuesday, a week from today, that Tuesday episode, our Uplifting Gold is going to be all crowdsourced audience Uplifting Gold.
Getting a lot of emails.
We're getting a lot of emails. We're going through them. Zach, Z-A-C-H, at fleckastalks.com is the email. Send your Uplifting Gold that you're okay with being on the show to that email, and we're going to feature it on Tuesday before we go on vacation. Then we're off that Friday, and then the whole week after, which is July 4th. But if you're in Bonus Land and a Bonus Land member, you'll get content that Friday we're off, the Tuesday we're off, and the Friday we're off.
Okay.
So send us your Uplifting Gold for that Tuesday episode a week from today and have a chance to be featured on the show. First things first, the teeth woman. I actually forgot what this clip was. Oh, now I remember. This is Uplifting.
These are my implants before my final gets put on. Okay. These are my final arches, and I'm so happy.
How did that happen?
Whole different person, whole different voice. I guess that's the importance of teeth.
Teeth make your voice go sharp.
Yeah. Oh.
And she's a whole new lady. She could have, like, if she was this with no teeth.
I'd say, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah. She's like, get away from me. And then now this other lady, she could be a bartender at Chili's or something.
I know. Not a high-end, not a very high-end place with the eyebrow ring still and the face tattoos.
Face tattoos, but still.
Wow. That shows, hey, take care of your teeth, people.
It's uplifting because it's something to remember.
Okay.
Sure. Let's go to the guy who found his phone. This guy lost his phone in a crowd full of people, and someone found it.
Guy's holding it up. And he makes him unlock it. And he does, and it's reunited.
The boys are buzzing from that.
Again, though, the boys, I see this and I go, 50 million illegals. This looks like Germany. I know you guys have issues there.
Yeah.
So
first class ticket out.
First class ticket home
for these guys. All right, let's go to the dad prank. The dad's trying to prank the kid.
Ready? If he catches the card, he can buy whatever he wants. He wants the kid to just slam his head against the door.
It's a prank where you slam your head against the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. All right.
It's very hard to do. Obviously, no one ever does it.
No. So,
ready?
If you catch it, buy whatever you want.
No, I'm not.
Ready? 1.
No, I'm not ready.
2, 3.
That's like, fuck.
Yeah.
The kid got it. That's like
PlayStation.
supposed to be a prank where you just slam your head and it never works, but the kid actually got it.
Yeah.
Pretty good. It's uplifting.
That's uplifting. Thank you.
All right, let's go to the breathing content lady. So this is someone's pet, and they put together a compilation of the start of her videos, and it's very good. All right, and it goes on for another minute.
Ugh.
That's what the pets are up to, though. That's very raw content.
Yeah, I know. Big breath before you're ready to yap.
All right.
What was that? Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
All right. Last clip is a Gordon Ramsay clip. He got into a really bad motorcycle accident, almost died.
Yeah, shaken up, almost died. Here's the video.
Hi guys, it's Gordon. I'd like to share a very important message with you all. You know how much I love cycling and triathlons and Ironman, etc. This week, unfortunately, I had a really bad accident, and it really shook me. And honestly, I'm lucky to be here. Now, from those incredible trauma surgeons, doctors, nurses in the hospital that looked after me this week, they were amazing. But honestly, you've got to wear a helmet. I don't care how short the journey is. I don't care, the fact that these helmets cost money, but they're crucial. Even with the kids, a short journey, they've got to wear a helmet. Now, I'm lucky to be standing here. I'm in pain. It's been a brutal week, and I'm sort of getting through it. But I cannot tell you the importance of wearing a helmet.
Very nice. Uplifting because he's okay, and he has an uplifting message of wear a helmet.
I would hate to have lost Gordon Ramsay on this random weekend, this random U.S. Open Bryson DeChambeau weekend. That would put a damper on Bryson's win.
I wasn't ready to lose Gordon like that.
Me too. And I don't know, have we ever said this on the show? Like, we had a football coach who died in a bike accident. Like, if you're doing road on the road biking, I don't know where he was or whatever, but you don't get injuries like that unless you get hit by a car, right?
Fast.
So a lot of people, man, you think it's fine. Stay on trails or stay on things. People are texting fucking more than ever. People don't give a shit. The gay guys are pulling U-turns. They're on Grindr.
Oh, is that a gay guy?
They're wearing the Meta thing. They're wearing the Meta binoculars, the VR thing. Like, people really do not give a shit about bikers.
So
and you can, like, a little tap, you die. You go over the handlebars, you snap your neck the wrong way. So, I don't know. It's defensive bike riding season. He said wear a helmet, and that's the minimum. Right?
Yeah. You're only as safe as the worst driver.
The worst uninsured Venezuelan driver on the road who's texting and gay on Grindr.
Or a boomer who's trying to text and drive and they don't know where all the letters are, so they can't not look down. They go like this.
Or my grandpa, who was driving years beyond he should have been because he didn't want to lose his independence, could barely see, and it was bright out. You know? Like, that's who's out there, guys.
Yeah. All right. That's the end of the show. Great show. Episode 179 in the books. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. Fleckusmerch.com for the best merch in the game. Fleckustalks.com for a 30-minute bonus land dropping right now. Just sign up now. That way, when we're off for a week and a half, starting next week, you can just get the content.
Yeah.
A huge backlog of content. Great people are in the bonus land community. Join now. Links in the description. Keep the show alive. If you're watching at this point, please just join bonus land.
Yeah.
And send me a screenshot showing you signed up, and I will follow you back. That's the rule. I follow everyone back.
And I think the world's going to end today, so you might as well sign up just in case the world's still here tomorrow.
Let us have your credit card info in case the world ends. All right. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in bonus land.
What'd you say?
No, let's go.
Okay, well, what'd you say then?
No more here.
No more here.